Hi, everyone. Today is Tuesday, March 2nd, 2021, and I am Michelle Grimolia, the CEO and president here at Woodland Pond at New Paltz. I have a wide variety of topics to cover today, but I just wanted to mention again that these broadcasts will air in live time on Fridays and Tuesdays, or Tuesdays and Fridays at noon, like we're doing right now. On channel 1340 in-house on campus. And then these will be available on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, following this broadcast by about an hour or so. And then we did make a decision, and you've seen this on your calendar, hopefully, that we're going to re-air these broadcasts at 8 p.m. on the same days that they air initially. So great way for everyone to get access to the latest news and contents and exciting things that are going on campus. So I'm going to go into a whole bunch of things here, and I'm going to try to keep them somewhat organized. They're in different categories of things. So as usual, if you have any questions at all about anything that's here, please contact me and I will help you with any of the questions that you do have. So we are into day 2 of reopening of most of our activities here in independent living. And yesterday was really great to start seeing people out and around on the campus. I know that everybody's really excited. We did know that a lot of people weren't necessarily at some of the activities that we expected. And I just want to touch on for a moment. I completely understand that after a year of, quarantine and being exceedingly careful and, always having caution be, the first thought in all of our heads, this reopening that we have going on right now in independent living with, the safety parameters that we've asked of all of you, and the limits on participants and the screening processes that we have in place, especially in the community building, it's okay to participate. Most of you in independent living have been vaccinated. Everyone in the health center that is a resident, with the exception of 3 people, have been fully vaccinated. And 2 of those 3 have had one of their 2 vaccines. So when we're instituting and attempting to engage you in reopening activities, it's with the veil of safety around us still. We have been exceedingly careful about how we've constructed each of the activities to come back online. And we hope that as the days go on, you become really comfortable with coming back out and seeing your neighbors. We're ready for you. We've got, the safety parameters in place. You've been vaccinated, and if you go in accordance with the schedule that we're outlining, and we're trying to be very careful with that, we really are confident that this is going to be a really careful and graduated and very safe way to return to activities at the community, which I know everyone has been so anxious about. So please, if you have anxiety or if you have some fear, reach out to me, reach out to Sarah, especially Mary Jo. We'll answer any questions that you have about whether or not, you should be able to go to fitness classes or not. But we're here and we're ready, and we want to see you all. So call us if you have questions or concerns, because we are ready to start, reopening things, and we really would like to see you all. So yesterday, we started with in-person committee meetings again, interest groups. The complimentary coffee, although it got a little bit of a slow start at the beginning, got up and running and was up and running bright and early this morning. That will be 7 days a week. So if you're a new resident, or if you're a resident that has not previously partaken in our coffee in the mornings, you can go down to the pub. Excuse me, my radio. You can go down to the pub, and there's a coffee station there. And right now we have disposable cups, and that's because we're not at our highest risk phase yet. Those will be coming in the next couple of weeks. So for right now, we're in the first initial period of 2 weeks of reopening activities on a safe basis, with extra safety parameters in place, including disposable cups, because reusable cups of any kind introduce a risk of infection control. So as long as we go through the next couple of weeks and we don't have any illness outbreaks or issues, then we're going to move into the next phase of reopening. This was all outlined in my memo on Saturday, and that will hopefully bring back ceramic cups from the dining room for you to use for coffee and so forth. If not by March 15th, then certainly by April 1st, when the highest of the risk activities will come back into effect. But at any rate, so you can come down, grab a cup that's there, sanitize the coffee station, enjoy a cup of coffee. There's tea bags, creamers, sugars, everything. Spectrum News is on, so you can catch the daily news and say hi to your neighbor. So that goes on every day from 7 a.m. until 11 a.m. So hope you enjoy that. We didn't have a ton of people at the fitness classes yesterday. We'd love to see you coming. Part of this is what's going to drive our navigation of the process of rehiring for Kim's position, the fitness and wellness coordinator. The whole purpose of having the fitness and wellness coordinator is to teach and engage in in-person classes. So we are offering in-person classes right now. Deborah Moore is doing yoga. Nora Brown is doing dance. We've got some other instructors doing things. We really need to know that people are going to want to utilize those services in person. If you're not going to be comfortable coming back to in-person classes, that's something we hope that you communicate with us, because we want to make sure that we're bringing in the right person in replacing Kim. And our mind is always on, in person. That's really what we were hoping for, and the value is in. So if you're interested in doing in-person classes now or down the road, please do stop in and attend those classes that we have going now, so that we can get a good sense of the interest level. And again, they're limited in capacity, so it's safe. First come, first serve, and there's ample opportunity. So please feel free to come to any of those classes that you wish to do so. Let's see. The menus have changed slightly. We are right now working through trying to get the language that's used in all of the different sources of information to be the same. So we are looking to refer always to the option that's available for you in the dining room at the bistro, which is every day from 12:30 to 2 p.m. if you are an independent living resident. And then there are separate hours for staff members. We're really looking at making sure that is consistently referred to as the bistro and lunch. So anywhere where you're seeing the bistro, you're also going to see lunch, and vice versa. So we're working on updating that in all of our paperwork and in all of our online resources, including Connected Living, on channel 1340, where we play the bulletins, on the digital signs, and then also in the Bite app. So if you haven't started utilizing the Bite app, we're going to be talking a bit more about that. I'll have some additional information going out, but that's a place where you can, on your handheld device or your computer, if you have a tablet, access nutrition information, menu information, etc. But to my point, we're really looking at always referring to the things that we offer in the bistro at lunchtime as being bistro/lunch. And then what comes out for the room service menu, I'm referring to that as room service and dinner. And the reason that that's important is because eventually on March 15th, the room service menu will also be the menu that's available hot, fresh, and served to your table if you choose to make a reservation and have that for dinner in the dining room. So look forward to some changes in the terminology, just so that there's consistency across the board. So again, bistro and lunch will be used in conjunction with each other, and room service and dinner will be used in conjunction with each other as you look at different avenues of information for your meals. On meals, Ronnie did just ask me to mention, and this will go into a further memo as we get through the next week or two. We are assuming we have no concerning illness or outbreaks between now and March 15th. We are planning on opening the main dining room for dinner service 7 days a week at 5 p.m. for a reserved seating. So this is in keeping with the New York State limitations on seated indoor dining at this time, which are maximized at a certain head count. But as I had mentioned last week, This will be dining with your friends at 4 tops. So that's what we can safely accommodate right now, for up to 4 people at a table. They can be from any number of households. So you could have 4 people from 4 different households at your table, but this will be resident only dining and no plexiglass. So you'll have a nice big menu of things to choose from, and you'll be able to sit there and enjoy a meal with no plexiglass, normal spacing for your tables, with a friend or neighbor from Woodland Pond or several. So Ronnie did indicate that she's going to start taking reservations on the 8th of March for that, which is next Monday. So we will get lots of information about how you can call and make those reservations. But again, we're really going to be looking for as many people to come down and utilize those available options at those 5 o'clock seatings, so that we can figure out, you know, do we need to add another seating? Do we need to expand seating for that 5 p.m. seating? So if you're interested, please make those reservations. And we are very excited to welcome you to the dining room. Again, dining room reservations will start being taken on the 8th for 5 p.m. seating 7 days a week, starting on March 15th. Just a note on the pool. So we were notified by the Ulster County Department of Health that we are actually able to increase the capacity in the pool for each swimming session. So I had issued information this weekend that stated, and it's in the flyer that was in your newsletter, that we can accommodate up to 3 people at a time in the pool. So you don't need to have prearranged it. So if you're a single person that would like to join in with your neighbors and swim in one of the lanes that's available, and let's say they've got 2 people signed up, the 3rd person is more than welcome to join. Or if you are, you know, 3 individuals that would like to come and you're not in a group, just call the concierge, and they'll get you set with a time to jump into the pool. So we just added 33% more capacity in the pool. So we're so excited. I'm hoping that if you're a new resident or a resident that's been here for a long time but hasn't utilized the pool, it's an amazing opportunity. It's nice and warm in there, and it's beautiful with the sun. And you know, getting in the pool is it's a great way to get your body moving. And you know, definitely think about it. The pool is not off limits to anyone. We do have a beautiful lift that can help you get in and out of the pool if you do need assistance. If you will need lift assistance, please make sure that you let the concierge know that, and we will get you situated for some swimming or just floating or hanging in the pool for one of the slots for the pool. Tomorrow, the bank branch will be reopening on campus, and the hours, I believe, are 9 to 2. So if you are a resident that banks with the bank branch here on campus, which is Ulster Federal Credit Union, and you have some banking that needs to be done, you're welcome to do so. We are, it's going to be 1 person at a time, just like the mailroom and every place else right now that is a smaller space. But you should come ready to bank. And right now, that's currently an option that's available to independent living residents. We are working with trying to understand from the state when we may be able to welcome folks from assisted living or skilled nursing. But for right now, that's an opportunity that we can offer to our independent living residents. So 1 person may be at the ATM at a time, and 1 person may be at the teller. So that'll start tomorrow. On Thursday, we actually have the big moves happening with the Steinway Piano and the grand piano that's in the pack that will be moved to the great room. So thank you so much to everyone that contributed to our being able to acquire this impeccable, 100-plus-year-old Steinway piano from the estate of Harry and Dick Fine. We've got all the logistics in place and planned. Vintage Tours, piano movers will be coming, and tuning company will be coming on site on Thursday to facilitate a professional move of all of the pianos. So the piano that is currently in the great room, which is an upright, will actually be moved into the skilled nursing unit, into the living room there, which is a significant upgrade for that unit. And I know that our music therapist and the activities team is thrilled about that opportunity. So that piano will be moved. Actually, I think that piano is being moved today. The grand piano that is in the pack right now, it will be moved to the great room. So that'll be an upgrade for the great room. And then the pack will receive the fine piano. So again, thank you to everyone that made a contribution. We have collected enough to acquire the piano, to have the pianos all moved, have them all assessed and tuned. They will need ongoing tuning more frequently over the next several months, because they've been moved substantially, taken apart and put back together. So there'll be a little bit more tuning and settling in that needs to happen over the next several months. And then they do have a regular tuning schedule. And we do need to buy some accessories, covers, and some benches. So we've got plenty of money in that account. That is a reserved account that the business office is completely handling, and that money will be completely earmarked for use for the Steinway piano, and then just making sure that the other pianos get set where that they need to be. So this is very exciting, and we can't wait to start hearing the beautiful music coming from that piano. And thank you to everyone that was involved with this. Let's see, I am working to identify, like we did last year, a Girl Scout troop that might be interested in partnering with Woodland Pond so that we can get Girl Scout cookies ordered for those of you that wish to order Girl Scout cookies. Last year we kind of jumped on it a little bit late, and the order forms had already been done at that point. So we were kind of just, we were able to access just whatever was left in the cupboards at the Girl Scout offices. But this year what we're hoping to do is similar to what we've done with Beach Lake Bakery. We'd like to actually get you all order forms so that you can actually order Girl Scout cookies if you'd like to, however many you'd like and whatever variety you'd like. So what we've done, what we did last year and what we've initiated for this year is we're taking names and information for anyone that has a Girl Scout troop that they are affiliated with. We want to stay as local as possible. So if we could get a Girl Scout troop from New Paltz, that would be the ideal. But we're going to see how many come forth. And then what we did last year was we picked from a lottery. I think we had 5 or 6 troops all together that wanted their names in. And we were able to pick the name of 2 troops to help us with procuring some Girl Scout cookies here on campus. So if you know someone that has a local Girl Scout affiliation or troop and you want to give me a call, we'll add their name into the mix. And then hopefully by next week, we will get order forms out to all of the residents if you're interested in ordering Girl Scout cookies. So that's very exciting. This week and next week, card games that are scheduled in independent living are going to be, the cards will continue to be dealt by Woodland Pond staff. So if you have specialty cards that are needed for your particular card game, please bring those and they will be dealt by our staff. And decks cannot be reused at this point. So we are still within the first 2-week assessment period. And so if you have decks of cards that normally would get reused for your card game, you're going to need to contact either Sarah Hull, Gretchen, or myself to figure out a game plan. Because for these first 2 weeks, we can't have card sharing happening. We're going to deal, you can play the cards, no plexiglass, but we're still really trying to just very, very carefully dip our toe into getting back into activities, and we can't have cards being shared among hands. So if your card game does require that you would have to share cards, we're going to need to know that sooner than later. I think we've got everything worked out such that that does not have to happen with modified rules for each game. But if you have any questions or concerns, please contact myself, Sarah Hull, or Gretchen Dahm, and we will work through the details on that with you. For the health center, we have gotten the green light from the New York State Department of Health to resume some small group activity. So if you do live in assisted living or garden view or skilled nursing, or if you have a loved one that lives there, you will start to hear more about breakout groups of activities happening in the little cafe that's in assisted living or in hallway alcoves. The state really wants us to have small groups. So just, between 5, 6, 7, no more than 10 people. Everyone has to be able to be safely distanced and wear masks and so forth. But this is great. This is a start to being able to do congregate activity in the health center units as well. This plus the expanded amount of visitation that we have available in terms of how many we can have at one time is fantastic. And we're optimistic that this is really indicative of, some positive changes to come. And again, all of this is made possible because we've got such a high level of vaccination on campus. So we're thrilled about that. Philip Bale, our Director of Long-Term Care and licensed nursing home administrator, did ask me to just mention to everyone that in the event that you do have a compassionate visit in the health center in your room or unit, and it's not in the great room, that will prompt your being placed or your loved one being placed onto droplet precautions for 14 days following your visit. That's a requirement of the New York State Department of Health. So we are allowing those compassionate visits in your room or in your unit if there is a very serious illness, a concern about, for some reason that compassionate visit needs to happen in your room. It will result, because of the close proximity and the type of visit that is, it will result in droplet precautions being effectuated for 14 days. That's the same thing as if you were to have a visit in a great room, which would be the safely distanced visit and screened by our staff. If by chance there is any inadvertent contact where you've had contact with your loved one or your visitor, or you've been less than 6 feet away, that will automatically prompt also a placement of droplet precautions. This is all very prescribed by New York State. We have no control over that, and that's even with rapid testing and full PPE. The state is exceedingly restrictive in terms of what we can and cannot do. And so we just want you all to be aware of that. We do, have in all of our literature and on our website and our safety plan that's on our website that all visits must be kept 6 feet apart and so forth. And the reason is because we would like to keep everybody off of droplet precautions if possible. So just please keep that in mind when you have your visits. And if you have any questions about visit protocol or post-visit protocol, I am recommending that you call the unit manager or the department heads in the health center. You can contact any of them by dialing 845-256-5910 or internally 5910. And you can ask the receptionist to connect you to the unit manager in assisted living or garden view, the unit manager in skilled nursing, and you can ask all the questions that you have about a visit, whether it be a compassionate visit in the room in health center or a great room visit or so forth. And they'll be able to give you the most up-to-date protocol information. Everything is changing really frequently and rapidly at this point. So I hate to, say one thing because it could really be different depending on what the state has come up with or what the circumstances are on campus. So please just keep that in mind and ask those questions of your visits as you go through them. Let's see. Okay, another exciting note that we've got for assisted living and garden view and skilled nursing. We are this close to being able to provide haircuts for you again in the health center. We still are not able to offer them in a salon type setting, but we have gotten clearance to be able to have our hairdresser Sharon make appointments with you and come to you and do your haircut and styling. So that's something that is really new, and we haven't been able to do that in about a year. So for those of you that are very anxious for a haircut, or if you're a loved one watching this, if you're anxious for your loved one to get a haircut, we will have greater information next week. Actually, probably towards the end of this week, so that you can make appointments for next week for your loved ones to get a haircut. And our staff will be helping to facilitate that too. So for those that have, longer locks than usual, we will make sure that everybody has an opportunity to see Sharon and have a haircut. And then there will be a regular schedule of those haircuts going into effect as well. And again, this is another opportunity that's available to us because we do have rapid testing available for Sharon. and full PPE, personal protective equipment, and the high level of vaccination that we have on campus. So we're really excited about being able to bring back hairdressing services as well. Just two more things. We are working over the next couple of weeks to get outdoor seating set up again. I need to talk to Tom Tango, our director of plant operations and security, and just talk through when he feels comfortable. I would like to get the tents up again and outdoor seating available. That's going to add to our ability to welcome visitors on campus once we do so. And I know a lot of you really enjoyed those spaces last year, and we just want to make sure that we think that there's not a huge risk of snow because they can weigh on those tents. But we are looking at getting those back into place and getting lots of visiting options for you outside available, so that we can have a full gamut of visiting options within the next 4 to 6 weeks. And the last thing I would just mention is now that we are somewhat reopening, certainly for independent living, this would be a really great time for you to go down to your storage cages that are in the lower level or the basement and look through them and clean them out. We've had a lot of you that have said, gosh, I haven't been in my storage cage since I moved in. I have no idea what's in there. We would love to help you clean those out. If you want to go down to the storage cage and you start kind of going through and you realize, I need a rolling trash toter, or I'd like to recycle this, or I'd like to give this away, or put this item in the free store, give it to my kids. This is a great time. It's a spring renewal, kind of like spring cleaning. Those cages could definitely use some love from all of you. So if you're looking for something to do and feeling like you've done something to refresh for 2021, those storage cages could definitely use your attention. I will be in my office just about all week this week. If you need me for anything, you know how to get me at my desk. And as I said in my memo, on I think it was Saturday or Sunday, I am going to be, focusing a lot on some of our strategic initiatives, kind of getting back to oversight of the community. I will continue to be the communication point of contact for these updates and listservs and those kinds of things. But as your questions are coming in now, we're really going to be trying to push them to not me first, but to the department heads that are responsible. And I really feel that that's the appropriate thing to do. That's always been our process prior to COVID. I really want my department heads and our department heads to have an opportunity to address your issues and concerns first and foremost, and then, escalate it to me if you're not feeling that your issues are being resolved by the numerous department heads that we have on campus. So if you call concierge and you ask for me, I am encouraging the concierge to say, what's the nature of your request? Have you spoken to the department head? And they're really going to be trying to get you to have those conversations with each department head. So if you have a concern about a meal, that the call goes to Ronnie. You have a concern about your vehicle being moved, that call goes to Jason or Tom. I need the department heads to know what your concerns are and hear them from you directly and have an opportunity to respond. And that's how we kind of get back into our normal flow of business here at Woodland Pond. So we're gonna be actively all trying to sort of get back into our normal roles and really provide you that one-on-one service that you deserve so greatly at the individual department level and so forth. So I hope you all have a great day. It's beautiful and sunny out. It's a little bit crisp, but the sun will probably overcome that if you have a chance to get outside. And I'll see you all soon.